Jonathan Gray is his running back. They'd love to get Gray started.
Not surprised they're starting with a tailback run.
Read option again. Gray up to the 30. 3rd and 5. Hurd flushed, and down he goes. Pressure from Vincent Taylor.
Beat a ranked Oklahoma team last year helped beat a ranked Oklahoma team to get bowl eligible. Beat a solid Washington team. A little bit light in the early season schedule, so let's see how they react.
Chris Carson is his running back, but they go out to James Washington.
So not surprised there's a pace here.
Post pattern to Glidden and complete. Nice throw by Rudolph.
That's the new 8th official moving out. A lot of times, and you saw it the play before, and I liked how Oklahoma State, that strategy, they knew that guy could be there, and it didn't bother them.
And a good job getting out of the way, too, because he's not wearing pads. Blitz coming. Rudolph with time and knocked away. Flag is down. John Bonney reached in with the left hand and knocked the ball down.
Holding number 24 defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So he'll learn he doesn't have to grab that jersey.
Carson, the Big 12 newcomer of the year out of junior college.
So Carson, a big pickup from junior college.
Carson goes out in the flat. They throw over the middle and complete it inside the 20-yard line. Hit Seals right between the numbers. Quarterback keeper.
And Oklahoma State is going at hyper speed.
Breakneck. Blitz coming. Pass incomplete.
You've got to rush more if you're Texas. Otherwise, someone's coming open.
3rd and 7 it is. The 3-man rush. And Rudolph gets away. Still on his feet. For the end zone, touchdown to Shepard. What a job by Mason Rudolph to keep the play alive. Made 2 guys miss and was able to find a man open in the end zone.
And the secondary extremely inexperienced for Texas. And I wouldn't be shocked if some guys gave up on this play, some younger guys, not expecting Rudolph to stay up. Good pressure by Cottrell off the end.
Hurd takes the direct snap, wants to throw. Post, caught. Perfect throw to Marcus Johnson. Michael Hunter, tough to get better coverage in that, but it's a perfect throw.
Johnson, a guy who missed last week with an ankle injury. They said he was close to 100%, and this is the part of the game that Jay Norvell, what a terrific timing throw. He just looked completely on balance, really nice step. But this is the part of the game that Jay Norvell said can make us different. If we can throw it long, we're going to be hard to defend.
Blitz coming. Gray will carry down to about the 26.
And run the option the way he does. This will become a very good offense.
Quarterback draw. Spins and picks up a couple extra yards down to the 29, where Ryan Simmons, the middle linebacker who was held out last week in preparation for this game. Hurd little option look. Keeps. Now shovels ahead to Gray. What a heads-up play by Hurd. Nick Rose comes on to try a field goal. The young man who was so disappointed last week with that missed extra point. This is from 41 yards out. It would be a lot for his confidence to make the first one, and he does. So Longhorns get on the board. It's 7-3.
Very much the same idea, getting a different guy in there and getting a spark.
Post beautifully thrown, complete up to the 40-yard line. James Washington made the tackle. And this is the challenge for Texas, because Oklahoma State can put up yards in bunches, and the Texas defense has given up more than 500 yards a game. That is a bad matchup. Floated to Blake Jarwin. They call him the cowboy back. It's a combination tight end and H-back.
I haven't seen an offense go this fast in these first 2 series, Mike.
No.
In a long time.
It's unbelievable.
And Oklahoma State does have a lot of tempo.
Well, Texas does not have depth. When you're playing all these freshmen, that means You're missing a lot of guys. Complete pass to Seals. Jawan Seals all the way to the 6-yard line. So when somebody runs this kind of speed, there are flags down on the play, by the way, and you don't have depth, you're just wearing out
Roughing
your
the passer.
starters.
Number 95, defense. Half the distance to the goal at the end of the run. First down.
The sophomore Poona Ford called for the foul.
It's John Bonney working on Seals. Pretty good coverage there. What you can't have is your safety coming over. That's Dylan Haynes.
And Walsh just walks in. J.W. Walsh, who they use in short yardage situations, was waiting for someone to come up and challenge him. They followed the flow of the play to the right side, and he just walked over.
Well, Walsh, a guy who had started some in 13, started until he had a foot injury in 2014, is the runner. They bring him in, but look at the block. Excellent job. Just knocked the guy out by Seton, and Walsh, who is a better runner than Rudolph, comes in inside the 10 on running down and gets the walk-in touchdown.
Didn't need to be a better runner on that one. Just needed to go forward. Hurd gives it to Gray. End around. Johnson taken out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
Long-term relationship with the Walsh family.
McNeil fly sweep action, and he's got a first down out to the 44.
And they switched over, and I like how they're getting to the edge here.
Hurd calls his own number, a little shovel to Gray. Gray up to the 47.
But Hurd was a guy who wasn't ready last year as a true freshman. Hadn't quite clicked in camp, and they decided let's go with the older guy against a very good Notre Dame team, and then made the switch the week after.
Hurd again, same action. Blitz coming. Hurd. Across midfield, still on his feet to the 40. If you're going to blitz this kid, you'd better get it.
Well, the blitz came from Jordan Burton, and he comes free, but gets right underneath of it, and this is just what drives defensive coordinators crazy. When you do it against a guy like this, he can make the pass.
Hurd got 16 yards, looking for more. Got that little hesitation step when he runs. It seems to freeze a defender, and then he's faster than they are when he takes off again.
Put this guy in just for our game,
right?
It would have blown our minds because it just helped us to see what type of player he was.
Doesn't even look to throw, just takes off again. This is a one-man show. Now a flag is down as Gray was out there blocking for him.
Holding, number 74, offense. 10-yard penalty from spot the foul. Good play, first down.
That's the center, Taylor Doyle.
Yeah. The Oklahoma State headsets are out of communication. Texas has to take their headsets off.
We didn't have any communication from the top from defense in the entire first half. And then offensively, it was so spotty that it really wasn't worth it. So I just told our guys to come down in the second half because we didn't have any communication.
Good enough to unleash one.
Tight formation. Still on his feet. And it's Tyrone Swoops who comes in. Hurd straight back, throws out in the flat. Johnson. Dejay Johnson picks up about 8 to the 11-yard line. Give it to Deontay Freeman.
Holding, number 55, offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Empty backfield for Hurd. Throws over the middle. Boy, what a defensive play by Jordan Stearns. The safety came up. The timing looked perfect on that.
I think they probably kicked the field goal, but it's a good thing to think about.
Oklahoma State shows blitz. They come with 4. Johnson out in the flat. 2 defenders there, and he can't get away. Kevin Peterson just wouldn't let him go anywhere. Great tackle. And now they'll have to go for the field goal. Man, he's a quarterback. He can throw. But Rose delivers. He's now hit for 41 and 46.
Better believe you can, or that's going to be a problem.
Flip it out in the flat to Brandon Shepard, and Shepard still on his feet. Flag is down as he was taken out of bounds to 45. It may be on Jeremy Seton, the fullback.
Holding, number 47, offense. 10-yard penalty from spot the foul. Replay, first down.
So they determined the foul was 6 yards downfield. So it turns into a 4-yard net. Chris Carson.
Decided to come with him.
And the #1 linebacker in the entire country. Jarwin underneath to the 32-yard line. They need to reach the 35. So it sets up a big 3rd down. When we come back, that's the end of the first quarter here in Austin, Texas. 14-6 Cowboys.
Big 12 no huddle all season long on Fox Sports Southwest.
Texas has not been able to stop Oklahoma State at all. And they come out throwing. Another post. The middle of that field is wide open as they complete this one to Washington. Rudolph lost the ball. Picked up by the Longhorns. Picked up by Hassan Ridgeway. Touchdown, Texas. Boy, did they need that. And Mason Rudolph just handed them a gift.
Just dropped right out of his hand.
He's done that twice. So, you know, we need to go to the Lester Hayes Pine Tar or what. But we got to, you know, we kind of joke about it and laugh. The game's over, but it certainly wasn't funny when it was happening. Because at that point, we were really playing good on defense. And we gave them, they, you know, forced it and picked it up and ran it in. It's nice run by 98, breaking a tackle.
Derek Roberson, half of that touchdown, because he's the one who reached out and grabbed Ridgeway and wouldn't let him fall down when he was stumbling. Yeah, based on what he did last year, the future's pretty bright. Straight up the middle on the handoff to Chris Carson.
Boy, there's a lot of space up here.
Pass underneath. And caught by Austin Hayes, but got enough for the first down. Let's check in with Dr. Jerry Punch.
And by the way, their headsets are still not working here on the Cowboys sideline.
Thanks, Jerry. And they are going at lightning speed, that is for sure.
But nothing's been done to the rules. I don't expect they will.
Tipped and almost intercepted. Off the fingertips of Marcel Aitman. Jason Hall had a shot at it. Couldn't hold it. Texas shows blitz. They back out of it. Pressure coming anyway. The pass, and that post has been wide open. Complete to David Glidden.
Well, so
offensive MVP from a year ago.
Not quite understanding how to mirror that yet.
Carson.
The hardest thing for young players to get used to, not just the speed, but how good everyone is in space and understanding their routes better than you saw in high school.
Rudolph gives to Carson. They've done a good job against the ground game. Pressure coming this time. Rudolph just throws it up for grabs, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Chris Boyd. Mason Rudolph with the worst throw of the day. There is a flag down back in Texas territory.
I think they're going to get a personal foul roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer. Number 93, defense. 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That's Paul Boyette Jr. Totally unnecessary.
I don't know how you call that. I get it's about safety, but boy, that's an awfully big call for what looked like a bump just after the guy threw the ball.
A huge call. Shepard on the jet sweep.
For competitive reasons, would have liked to see that not called.
Carson sends Carson in motion. Blitz coming. Pass to the sideline. That should be enough for a first down to Hayes. No, it's not. Yeah. Hayes out of bounds, marked at the 12. And Grogan knocks it through. Texas fans unhappy this time, not with their ball club, but with the officiating crew.
Mason Rudolph catching a little bit of a break, getting a roughing the passer on a throw that he clearly wanted back that was intercepted. And what a change of momentum.
Jay Johnson. This time, no running room, takes him down to 15.
There were 2 fouls during the return. Holding, number 40, receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. After the play was over. Personal foul, number 47, receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Chomps to start with. And Texas trying to run it out of the shadow of their goal line with Jonathan Gray.
The question becomes, if you're Charlie Strong.
Gray, huge hole straight up the middle. Gray looking for a block to midfield. Michael Hunter made the tackle, but not before Gray rumbled for 42 yards.
And Texas needed something like this. Hadn't gotten much going offensively. They had 2 penalties on the kickoff return that put them down inside their 5. And now all of a sudden at midfield, you got new life.
Gray must have felt like he was back in high school when he rushed for a record 205 touchdowns. Hurd, nice stutter step again, and then the cut. Look at this kid go. Got a great block on the corner and down to the 41-yard line. Jonathan Gray threw a great block for him.
But it did feel like Charlie Strong starting to feel a little more comfortable, too.
Swoops into the ball game and dives to the 23. A re-energized Tyrone Swoops making a contribution.
Getting some reps and taking some wear and tear off of the slider Hurd.
Blitz coming, the handoff to Deontay Freeman, and they hurt the blitz down to the 15-yard line.
And this offensive line, which has had its struggles, playing pretty well.
Foreman turns the corner, got a block. Touchdown, Texas. There is a flag on the play. John Burt on the corner gave him the block that sprung him. How many big penalties can Texas overcome? First down again. Foreman on the sweep, hitting the backfield. On the ground, throwing a cut block. Hurd throws over the middle, complete to Foreman. Boy, you're right, the middle wide open, all the way to the end zone. Hurd sits in the pocket, now flushed. Trying to run forward himself. I don't think he was aware where the sticks were.
I don't think so either.
Instead of lowering his shoulder and maybe trying to get another yard and a half, he went out of bounds.
And here come the big bodies to go for it and I love going for it here on 4th down if you're Texas. But I think you're right that Hurd, as he's running away from Jordan Burton there, just didn't realize where it was. I like this call, bringing in bigger bodies, including Swoops. This is a good decision for Texas. They've not been able to slow down Oklahoma State offensively.
Swoops hesitates, takes it outside. First down and more. Swoops, touchdown.
Well, that's why we put that package in for him, just a short yardage package, and then we just knew that we didn't want Gerard to take a lot of hits, so we maybe put Tyrone in there and let him be the short yardage guy.
Tough go for the Irish.
Straight up the middle on a power run, Chris Carson. Rudolph on 2nd and 4 wants to throw. This one is tipped away, intended for Marcel Aitman. Blitz coming. They don't get there. The pass underneath is going to be good enough for a first down to Blake Jarwin. This is what they call light speed. And there's a light speed run for Chris Carson across midfield.
See that acceleration, but Carson took a hit on that right leg, got up a little gimpy.
Childs. Nice hole. And Childs very close to a first down at the 39. Come back with the same blitz look.
Taking one of their best players, young players off the field.
Washington, double reverse. Blockers in front. And he's down to the 27-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down. Holton Hill made the tackle. And if you're out there, as Jerry told us, it is witheringly hot on the field. If you're out there every play playing at this pace, you just gas.
And you just had to run about 50 yards to cover that play.
Rudolph under pressure. Floats another one to the sideline. Not a soul out there. And now the officials are going to talk it over. Will it be intentional grounding? I don't know what else it could be.
Yeah, he's not outside the tackle box, and here comes the official. Excellent job by the referee.
Intentional grounding. Number 2, offense. The quarterback did not leave the pocket before he threw the ball away.
Backs out of this time. Oklahoma State will try to run with Childs, but Poona Ford says nothing doing.
This feels like a run or a screen type of play for Oklahoma State.
And it is. And it gets 3 yards, and that's it. Deontay Foreman is his running back. Hurd, screen to Foreman. Blockers in front. Foreman taken down at the 35. Kevin Peterson, nice job defensively in the secondary. Hurd against the 3-man rush. That's complete for a short gain.
Work the screens and maybe some quarterback runs in here.
4-man rush this time. They'll throw underneath. Hurd gets out of bounds.
But Norvell calling it really well.
And slipping and going to a knee was Foreman.
And with nobody back for Oklahoma State, there is no deep man for Oklahoma State, so clearly going for the block.
So just kick it. And he did. Beauty. Dixon, just a terrific catch, starting with not getting it stuffed. Pretty good first half. Our score, Texas 20, Oklahoma State 17. Charlie Strong just getting started with his career at Texas and what Gundy has established. Oklahoma State has won 3 times in a row in Austin. They had never done that before. In fact, before that streak, they hadn't beaten them in Austin since 1944.
But they come out slinging it around.
Washington.
I think Mike Gundy may have thought that the Texas coaches were going to listen to Dr. Punch's halftime report.
And they
tell
may
them one
have.
thing and do something different. The headsets, which make it hard to communicate from upstairs.
Play action fake and over the middle incomplete. That time they threw into double coverage looking for Seals, and Dylan Haynes came flying up, the former walk-on. 4-man rush, no pressure. Floated to the sideline and out of bounds. It was intercepted by Devontae Davis, but well past the sideline. And a nice stand by Texas in the first possession of the third quarter. Johnson on the run. Deshae Johnson. That's why people have tried to kick away from him. He's 5th in the country in punt returns, 24-4.
The throw game that's going to be the difference, and some good momentum here.
Little flanker screen they want to throw. Double off of it, and Bird is wide open. Touchdown, Texas, but there is a flag down. I think they're going to bring it back that it was a forward pass.
Sure was.
Holy cow, they set that up perfectly.
And John Burt
first look.
Illegal forward pass, number 7, offense. Both passes were forward. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the second pass. Lost it down. It's second
First
down.
look, it looked like the ball floated forward.
Yeah, and it's really the quarterback. Watch as Hurd goes to back up. He throws it in front of just barely. I mean, that was about a foot forward.
They make the tough call and get it right. You've got to hand it to them.
Absolutely. I think, even though they didn't confirm it, I still think they got that one right.
But what a tough break for Texas, though. They set that thing up so perfectly.
But after that missed PAT didn't send the Cal game to OT, feels they're deflated, and they're up 3 against a ranked team.
Blitz coming. Hurd running out of trouble after he got good blocking. Tries the hesitation this time, gets away from the tackle, but can't pick up very much yardage. Now, Ogba, the other defensive end, is a potential first-round draft choice. Dean is also an NFL candidate. He's a very good player. Tremendous punt all the way back to the 2-yard line. Taken by McCleskey, and then he is buried there. A 54-yard kick, and Chris Boyd, tremendous effort on special teams. Sorry, watching this last play. Texas comes with 6. They don't get there. The pass in the flat, caught by Shepard, but Duke Thomas is right there on him. Blitz coming. They don't get there. Another post to a wide-open receiver. This is Shepard, and Shepard takes it all the way out to the 32. The middle of the field has been where they have hurt Texas. Handoff to Rennie Childs. Intercepted, picked off the shoe tops. And now an official comes in and says no. James Washington was the intended target. Devontae Davis dove for it. Well, at first blush, I thought he had it.
Little bit behind Washington. Well, that looks like an interception that time. And I'm not so sure Charlie Strong should not call the timeout. Nope, ball touched the ground. Woo, is that close?
I thought for a second it hit his foot, but it did not go to the ground.
Going on the field is confirmed. Incomplete pass. It's third down.
They did not challenge. That was stopped by the replay booth. So no penalty for Texas for the timeout, and they get their challenge. Keep their challenge.
Pass complete to Marcel Aitman.
He would have challenged it, but I think it's better that he didn't have to.
Childs bulls his way straight up the middle. Took Nashawn Hughes with him. Let's go to Jerry Punch.
Talked to Cowboys trainer Kevin Blaske. Said Chris Carson retaked his right foot. Could go if needed. It's the coach's decision right now.
Rudolph hits the big one down to the 15-yard line to Aitman. What a throw. And Aitman, nice adjustment to make the catch.
Ball was just slightly underthrown by Rudolph, which is what you want on this throw. The guy has position, and Aitman just did a wonderful job of leaning back against Duke Thomas right before the ball got there. Terrific throw by Rudolph, and it looks like they're going to review.
Was the left foot out of bounds? Tough to tell from that angle.
The other thing, too, is does he have possession of the ball all the way through the catch? Yes, he does.
Further review. The ruling on the field is confirmed. Completed pass. First down.
Rudolph again in the pistol. Straight up the middle. Childs again.
We got another trap block here, potentially.
Instead, they throw to the outside, have it completed to Glidden. Childs bounces off the tackler inside the 2. Remember, this drive started at the 2. Walsh gets it to the 1.
But any penetration can kill it if you're running some type of quarterback delay here.
Aitman is the only wideout to the top of your screen. Walsh to the fullback. Jeremy Seaton for the touchdown. Seaton with one of those delayed blocks, then broke out into the flat. Perfect execution of that play.
Terrific call. That was the exact same look of the running play that they had before, where Walsh took it, waited for the block to come, and then ran with it. Instead now, when he's waiting for it, it's actually just to set up the run. And that's Haynes, the safety, who's just a little bit late. So hard when you're a defensive back near the line of scrimmage. And Seaton did an awesome job with a little hand slap as he went by. Good execution by the tight end fullback Seaton.
And what a bonus to have a backup quarterback like Walsh who can run it and then execute the pass as well.
J.W. Walsh and his dad, when he was a sophomore, went and saw Jerrod Hurd as a 7th grader at a quarterback thing. And they said, you know what, we should just have this kid come around. 7th and 8th grade, Hurd actually rode the bus to away games, was able to be around J.W. Walsh, learn what a quarterback did, stepped right in, and by the end, he won 2 state championships at Guyer. And what a great handoff it was from Walsh to Hurd. And how about for John Walsh? Father and a high school coach in the state of Texas.
It's good stuff.
2 quarterbacks playing in the game, and his son's 2 for 2 inside the score zone today. A pretty good deal.
All right, how does Texas respond now that they're down by 4? Hurd hesitated, and then threw towards Gray. Now 5 wide receivers. Hurd on the scramble, dragged down this time, one of the few times he hasn't been able to get loose. And they don't want to go 3 and out and give the ball back. This ball floated down the middle and caught at midfield. Holy cow, Caleb Blewett. The ball just dropped in his arms, and he had the presence of mind to fight for it and get it.
Great read by Hurd, though, the quarterback. He knew Blewett was going to come wide open, so he threw this. Good physical job working one-on-one with Mictavius Jones. But Hurd saw that Blewett was that open, and there was pressure coming, so Hurd threw it way earlier than you normally would want to. That's what the coach have talked about. He has a really good feel in the pass game.
Hurd on the keeper. Turns it upfield, gets what he can, gets out of bounds. And Texas being led by this precocious freshman. Tremendous confidence in his own ability. Blitz coming, throws underneath, incomplete, and then intercepted. Picked off by Seth Jacobs, the linebacker. On the tip drill, and a big break for the Cowboys.
Well, just a missed catch by Marcus Johnson, and what a huge job by Seth Jacobs, who's wearing a club on his hand. He has a microfracture in his hand. They were hoping to get some fingers free. You can see the club there, but that ball just the hands off of Johnson, and luckily for Jacobs, with that big club on his right hand, comes in softly. He's able to cradle it and go down. You don't expect a linebacker with a club on one hand to make an interception, but that's just a drop pass by Johnson right into his hand.
Childs is his running back, and Childs will get the carry. Hit by Shiro Davis, defensive end, who came down the line to make the stop. And Oklahoma State back in fast mode. Pump fake by Rudolph, then throws incomplete to the sideline. And the Oklahoma State offense. 4-man rush. They got him, he got away, but not the second time, and sacked back at the 30-yard line. Hassan Ridgeway broke up the play, and then Nashawn Hughes gets the sack.
Well, as rough a year as Texas has had in their secondary, chalk this one up to them. Everybody's in great position. You could see Vance Bedford, the defensive coordinator, right before this play trying to get a shift. And then Hassan Ridgeway, who scored the touchdown earlier on the fumble by Rudolph, gets the big sack.
Johnson on the run. With a head of steam, gets near midfield. A stunning defeat. Hurd breaks 2 tackles, 3. Inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 29. He has rushed for 70 and thrown for 113 today.
Glenn Spencer told us, that's the defensive coordinator for Oklahoma State, that this guy might be the best athlete of any position that they will see all year. When he gets into the open field, he's got a little extra gear. Nicholson is his backup is in.
Shaking tackles.
Anytime there's changeover in coach, you're usually going to see younger guys coming up and some attrition from the seniors.
Hurd backs up, wants to throw, looks for the end zone, and out of bounds. The receiver, Andrew Beck, was out of bounds. So Hurd doesn't want a sack, and here comes pressure. And he is sacked. That's his responsibility. He's got to get rid of the football.
Yeah, you're at the 25-yard line. You're within Nick Rowe's territory. He's been spectacular today, the kicker, after missing the PAT. And what a terrific break for Oklahoma State here to be able to get this guy down. If they don't get him down, that's 24, Mictavious Jones, who finishes it.
Childs. Ooh, not this time. Ran right into Ridgeway.
Big, powerful men on the defensive line. They've got to take over some games.
Blitz coming. That leaves the middle open again. Complete to Marcel Aitman. Busted play, and Rudolph will lose a yard. This one is incomplete, intended for Blake Jarwin, the tight end.
The taller guy that they like to look to.
Four-man rush. They put some pressure. The pass overthrown and intercepted. Picked up by Holton Hill, and Holton Hill will take it back 39 yards. The Texas defense has not been able to stop anybody all year long until now.
A lot of stops, and then I think we got them to, like back-to-back turnovers. Then we got a touchdown on a turnover, but it's just defensively, we haven't played well, the previous 3 weeks, and then we go out today and play pretty good. So we just got to continue to build on that.
The one return for a touchdown on our sideline, a corner slipped out of deep coverage and came underneath the throw on the outcut. He made a nice play, a nice read on his part. Sometimes that happens. I've been there, I've done the same thing. Wasn't fired up about it when it happened, and it was a bad time.
So how does Oklahoma State react after the big turnover and the touchdown? Childs slithers his way up to the 23-24-yard line. Childs trying to get to the outside. Got a good block on the corner. Childs again. Third quarter's over. Back in the
I love it, yeah, I love it when you get that beat. Boots on, stomp your feet. It's like you've been waiting on me to.
Giving up 512 yards a game, 118th in the country. That's 118 out of 127. Little swing. Shepard, maybe a yard shy. Third and a yard. Walsh, quarterback keeper, gets 5, and that's enough to move the chains. Rudolph with time, and he throws it too high. It's picked again. Intercepted by Dylan Haynes, the former walk-on, back to the 39-yard line, a 30-yard return. Boy, oh boy.
Rudolph just off a touch here in the second half. This is the second ball that he's thrown a little high that was intercepted. The first one, he was looking for Austin Hayes. And in 2 throws now, Mason Rudolph has thrown 2 interceptions.
We go back and look at the tape. I think we're going to find in the second half we missed some throws. I think we threw the ball back here 2 or 3 times. I think we had 47 running in the middle of the field open, and we threw it over his head, and it was an interception. For us, we're a decent offense, but it's still when we get in second 11s and third 9s, it's difficult for us to overcome them.
Safeties were all over the field. That time, an excellent job by Haynes.
Can Texas take advantage? Hurd back to throw under pressure, and down he goes.
We did a good job. He made his plays, but I thought he would make more than that. And I think that we corralled him. I thought that Joe Bob did a good job with our D-line, but not rushing too far up the field and creating lanes.
This is Marcus Hutchins. And it's not terrible technique by Hutchins, but Agba got his edge. And once the guy gets the edge, he's able to turn it. But you're right, Hurd needs to, as he gets a little more experience, to be able to step up just 2 feet and go right by 38.
He's been sacked 4 times. They throw underneath, and Johnson dropped it again.
Have him look downfield and take off if he has to.
4-man rush. Got time. There he goes. Got a block inside to about the 40-yard line. That'll make it 4th and 10.
But it wouldn't be surprised you saw a quick punt here.
They're going to go for it on 4th and long. Hurd flushed. And can't do it. Knee hit the ground. He's down at the 45. He was so desperate to make a play that he didn't want to unload it and take the sack.
And I don't mind the call and the strategy by Charlie Strong. I think people say, well, wait, why are you going for it? If you pump that ball, he's got a true freshman punter who's already put a bunch in the end zone. You're only gaining 19 yards of total offense. So should come with a sun visor, though.
Childs. Texas has done a really good job against the run today. He's already run for a score and thrown for another one. And they try to work the ground game again. And the sack goes to Hassan Ridgeway. What a game he's having. He just buried Rudolph.
Blown slide protection by Oklahoma State.
Hurd hands it off, and Jonathan Gray wishes he hasn't. Dropped.
How well has this Oklahoma State defense played given what their offense has done?
They have been terrific. Hurd had a spy on him. He still got to the outside, lowers his shoulder, trying to get the extra yardage, but he'll be stopped shy.
Oklahoma State's defense with a struggling offense has kept them right in this and given them a chance to be right there in the fourth.
Dixon, the Aussie, lays it up. Fair catch made at the 45-yard line. 36-yard punt, no return. 9:12 to go, and a good one. You would know. Draw play. And Rudolph has had trouble. Now Walsh wants to run a quarterback draw. Flag is down, so's the football. And Texas has it.
Well, that looked to me.
No signal yet. Now they're going to say Oklahoma State had it. Now let's check the flag. It's back at the 40. May have been a hold.
Covered by the offense. Holding number 74 offense. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Replay, third down.
That was
Michael Wilson.
And that was J.W. Walsh, who recovered his own fumble here. It's one of those freshmen. Hill put his face mask right on the ball, but watch Walsh there come in and scoop the ball and take it out of Duke Thomas's hands. And it's a little faster run than a walk.
He'll run it straight up the middle, has room, still on his feet. Got about 15 yards out of that, up to the 47-yard line. On the brilliant quarterback, Gerard Hurd, and they've held him in check. Hurd gives off to Foreman. Nice run by Foreman. Another flag down as he gets to the 15. This looks like a hold.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Patrick Vahe.
77 offense. Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
But a big penalty, back up even more.
Foreman almost got away, takes it out near the 6. Good tackle by Jordan Burton. 2nd and 13. Very surprised that Hurd hasn't taken off. In Texas, but it had caught on, and it was too late to stop it. Shovel pass to Foreman. Foreman out to the 16. Very creative, but that will be short of a first down. Very creative, potentially very dangerous. Mason Rudolph, 2 picks. That's the big thing that stands out there. He is just shy of 300 yards. They need at least a field goal. Rudolph with time, and that pass thrown too wide. Send Childs in motion. Rudolph throws incomplete. And Oklahoma State wanted a flag, and they got it.
Chris Boyd, one of those true freshmen, was all over the back of James Washington.
Pass interference, number 2 defense. Ball will be placed. Stop and down. Automatic first down.
Childs. Boy, nowhere to go. And guess who is there? Big Hassan Ridgeway again.
Holding, number 95 defense. 10-yard penalty.
Poona Ford called for the hold. Is that grabbing an offensive lineman so he can't get the block?
you have to continue to try to defend. You cannot just grab guys and allow them to go up.
And Charlie Strong just got hit with a penalty.
You know, you think about it, the play before we got the interference call. And so then the very next play, you get a defensive holding call, and they run the football. I've never heard of that. In all my years of coaching, I've never seen that. I said, so I thought it was holding on them. So I was clapping, thinking we were going to get a call at one point, and they was going to be able to take them back. And then the guy said it's defensive holding. It was a defensive holding call. And I said, on a run play on the offense, that cannot happen. But it did.
I don't know that I have ever seen this. 16 penalties for 128 yards.
Just not even sure how in the world they would call 95 for defensive holding there.
Tackle made off the corner by Jenkins as they try to run it. Running play gets nothing. Grogan is 1 for 1 today, and Walsh is going to hand it off. They're going to leave it up to the kicker.
Had problems with low kicks.
Put that one through. It appeared that the play clock got to 0, and it did.
Oh, boy.
No gimme at all from 42. Clutch. That is a clutch kick.
Sure is.
I would certainly expect him to look to run. Pressure. Gets away from a couple of guys still on his feet. There's that signature move.
Your game is over. We'll have it here on ESPN. Hope it all makes sense. Mike, back to you.
Hurd under pressure. Makes 2 guys miss. A third. And then driven down at the 25-yard line.
Well, now, of course, Oklahoma State used a timeout. Here's Texas using a timeout. Don't want too much clock to run off.
Can Hurd get it with his legs, or will they risk the throw? Blitz coming. And Hurd will go down at the 24-yard line.
Terrific play call by Glenn Spencer. That timeout by Texas after that run, that was really helpful, I think, for Oklahoma State. As things were going, you almost feel like Texas maybe should have just tried to let this clock run out if possible.
Bad snap, and it's kicked. Are you kidding? Kicked out of bounds. Oh, my heavens.
It went right through the hands. That's 2 weeks in a row that a kicking error may cost Texas dearly. Last week, it was a missed PAT. In this one, the ball went right through his hands.
Not a bad snap at all. Just
at all.
a blunder by the kicker. Last week, it was a missed extra point.
Kyle Ashby, the snapper, put it right on the true freshman, Michael Dixon, and just one moment of flinching in the kicking game. Rose missed a PAT that would have sent it to overtime, and now Dixon, the true freshman from Australia, they just got in August, takes his eye off the snap for half a second.
Straight up the middle with Childs. Texas will try to strip the ball.
And it's a bad snap. Your holder can fall on it and call that timeout, and you get a second run at it.
And this will be a motion call against.
Ball start, number 81, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down. Oklahoma State will use the third and final timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff.
Grogan, perfect. Leaving only 6 seconds on the clock. And for the second week in a row, so much joy and anticipation about Texas football, and then they get slapped in the face. Crushing end for the Longhorn faithful. I'm going to try not to kick it to Johnson. He'll get it on the toss. And then taken down at the 35, and it is over. And for the 4th consecutive time, Oklahoma State comes to Darrell Royal Texas Memorial Stadium and beats the Longhorns.